So again, I'm just going to set this one right back here so it's still on the same plane. But here's this vertical line that's going to be the overall height of this object. And the parallel line, I can even use this one as a guide to help me with the left side. And then taking a look back at this section coming back. So now it has these three pieces. I don't know the overall length of this. I'm kind of estimating based off of the object that I see, making this vertical. Where it intersects here, then I know where to go back for this part. When it intersects here, I know to go back to this section. Just repeating this same thing, only this time it's about half the distance. So I can cross the diagonals like so. That'll give me the center, and I can project that over if I need to. Or you can just kind of eyeball the halfway distance, but I'm trying to keep it somewhat accurate. I can do the same with this one when you cross the diagonals of this rectangle. But this is going to be the same stair step cut out, just trying to measure it out. I don't know what these are yet until I project them across. And that gives me that point. This one the same. And now that I have it, I can bring this down vertical and try to keep this at the same angle. And sometimes it matches right up in there, but you can barely see it depending on how accurate you are. So there's the same piece that we've done so far. Just kind of repeating it with this last section here. If I take some of that out, it makes it a little clearer to see. Instead of taking out this section here, it's just in the front, and this is going to pose us a little problem when we start to project it through on the 3D type. But this is the section cutting this out. From this part out, from this corner, this one's going 30 degrees, and it's parallel to all of these, so you can kind of eyeball it right there. Okay? So as you go through that, you can start to heavy this part up, see the beginning part of it. And again, now it's just a matter of doing the shading, trying to keep it with the light source. And since I have this on the same page, try to keep the composition the same and to build that up. So this part's going to be the darker value, and as I shade this, even though there's the texture, there's the line, the shape, now comes the value, and through this value it's going to create some texture. So this is going to be the darker side. All along this line is going to be the darker value. And the top parts are going to be the lighter value, but from that edge, that light line, when I say to kind of lose that line, I'm just blending it in. It's going to be the lighter value. You can blend it in this direction as well, and just kind of let it fade into the color of the paper. This and this front view are going to be the medium tone. This one here. And on these edges, this one, it still has this line, so I'm just going to take this value and lightly fade it in this way. It may show the reflection, so it's a vertical reflective surface there. And that gives me that beginning part. To do this cast shadow, you can see from the rest of them that I start from this point and I kind of extend it out. Doesn't matter what direction you do, but then the next step is to find the angle of the light source coming down here. That helps me project this point. This line here is that angle. And the same idea from here, trying to follow that same angle. And this is going to go through the shape, but parallel to this line. And you're going to project it down this way. So this same direction, kind of go through this other drawing. This goes to here. So once you find that, that's kind of this wall, but then the back part you can't see. So this part is the hidden dimension. So this comes out this way, and now you're kind of projecting it back this way. So it's the cast shadow is doing this. And again, cast shadows, the object's going to have a heavier value right where it touches the surface, and then lightly go away from it that way. Since I'm going to this object, the cast shadow is going to be a little bit darker behind this surface, so I can lighten that up since I'm overlapping the objects. But that's where that's coming through. In this part, I'm going to have this dark shadow here. And it's just a matter of kind of now looking at the whole drawing and building that up. So see if you can plot that out. I'll send you some reference for it if you need it. And again, wherever that edge is, just kind of blend it in. And you really want to try to look for the overall value on this one side to have the dark value, and as it fades into the light. Underneath this is also going to have a little bit of a shadow underneath this section. See if you can get that shaded in just right. Beautiful.